Okay. All righteous, we are live back here on the Allied Arts podcast. Woo, because we just had some tech difficulties. But you know what we do when we have difficulties? We're just stronger. Wow! Char, let's go. Okay. So yeah, going back. Or let's just start over again, start fresh, especially since it's almost New Year. Wow. So yeah, on today's episode, we have one of my good friends that I met in dance class. Please welcome Seth Duplito.
Hey guys, what's
Yes,
up? What's up?
let's go. All right, so we are now live. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I'm just going to share lang.
All right, yes. So before we proceed, let's just reshare that new stream to let
Yeah.
everyone know that. Bye, mom.
Bye.
Okay. Relive.
Um,
Yeah, so true, so true.
Sharing.
Okay. Part two. Okay.
Part 2 na.
Part two. Yes. Okay. All right. Zach is.
Ayun.
Oh, we've got a comment already. Zach Salvador
Oh!
said, "Seth is my idol." Hello, Zach.
Hi, Zach. I mean Z. Ito you call him Z. He's from
Z.
Kumu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi. Okay. So yeah, we are here today. We are back. Before we talk about everything that we wanna talk about, please reintroduce yourself to the Allied Arts
Sure.
audience.
What's up,
Let's go.
guys? My name is Seth. You can also call me Pixels. That's my battle name. Yeah, I'm from GIMPH, Geometry and Movement PH. It's a tutting community we have here in the Philippines. You guys can check it out on Facebook. Yeah, I'm a tutter, finger tutter. I stream, I teach, I give classes, and yeah, I choreograph and freestyle. So if you guys want to learn, hit me up, and then we can set that class up.
Yes. Okay, so like for my friends who might be watching. Yeah, we've got 4 viewers. Yes. Hello. These are our friends. Hello.
Hello, guys.
Yeah. So just to share with everybody, Seth and I met through the dance class by Forest. So it was a dance and geometry dance class, very unique. We learned so much there, and actually, yeah, Forest. I'm excited yun. Forrest commented eh. Big shout
I'm
out yan.
done.
Let's go, sir. Let's go. Yeah, so like okay, for anybody everybody else who is like here in the comments here on the live, there we met through Forrest's class because it was a dance and geometry class, and like yeah, what I was mentioning earlier was super. One of the things I really enjoyed about that was because after class, we got to talk about so many different topics, just like dance community, whatever, and everything. But so many, yeah, just all the things around dance. Like basically, we're just nerding out with each other, diba? So yeah, like that's why we are here now, being able to have more of these conversations together. Oh, Zach Salvador already said prices, please. Zach or Z, feel free to hit up Forest. That's Gabriel Forest Ligayo over there. If
Yes.
you can see in the comments, yeah, hit him up for like classes. Um,
Z, you
Forest,
might
feel
have
free also to yeah, just link up. Feel free to link up in the comments, guys. That's the point of this. So that
networking. Let's go. Actually, Z, you might have seen Forest already in my streams. Minsan nag-up siya doon. So, yeah. Basta solid yan, bro.
it's a small world. Yeah. Okay. Woo, all right. It's the Saturday Kasabawan. Let's go. But anyway, yeah, so like going back to why we are here today and tutting just your dance style. So can you share more of like how you learned about tutting? Parang where did you discover it, when, how old were you, and like what brought you to where you are today?
Wow, where do I start? how how old I was? Probably mga medyo murky din like the when exactly because like I was like learning hop popping, diba? So popping, alam mo naman, right? Popping is like robots and then robots. Sorry, ma, I'm gonna get scolded by Forrest. Basta, you pop, right? You pop, and then I learned that from Brain Point Dance Studio, Principal Two of, you know him, and then from there, that's when I learned about tutting because tutting is a sub style of popping, right? You do the angles. They were trying to um, copy the Egyptian hieroglyphs, get the 90-degree angle, kita ba? Ayan, 90-degree
Yeah, yeah.
angle, and then play with it like that. Ayan. Pero, can I introduce si host?
Oo nga eh. Hindi pala ako
Oh!
nag-introduce. Sorry,
Tama
sorry.
pala.
Sorry, Ang. I have that bad habit now of like not introducing
It's
myself.
okay.
I'm so sorry. But like,
Ako
hey Z,
din nakalimutan ko.
welcome. Yeah, I forget. I'm just like, hey, what's up? Even in real life, I'm just like, yeah, what's up? And then, oh, I forgot to introduce. That happened
Oo
very
nga.
recently with a friend of mine. Anyway, hey Z and everybody else who might be new to the stream, who might be coming from Seth's friends, Seth's tutting friends. Hello, my name is Asha Marinella, and I am an artist and creator from the Philippines. So I have this podcast called the Allied Arts Podcast, where I share about how the arts can mix with different industries, or parang how different art mediums can mix up and merge with each other. So for example, art can be mixed with business, art can be mixed with human resources, science, health, tech, and vice versa. So like mga business skills that artists can learn, marketing, finance, just all those things, so that we can all make the world come alive with art. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that was a brief like and enough intro about myself. Di po kami
Yeah.
di daw kayo friends ni Z.
Yeah.
Okay.
Si talaga.
Well,
Right.
now we can all be friends, Zach. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's about me. Going back to you, Seth.
Thank you. Di ba solid na guys yung content? Yeah. Actually, I'm very excited to be here because I wanted to connect tutting, with different things, mental health, community, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. So stay for that. Anyway, saan ba ako? I was, yeah, basically I saw the angles of the tutting from popping, right? And then I didn't like it. I searched up tutting. I was like, there's the finger tuts, and I was like, what is that? That was, I just, I thought it was too complicated for me, so I didn't do it. And then one day, nakita ko isang combo lang. One combo inspired me. This one, the 4-box combo. Bam, 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 bam. And then I did that over and over for weeks. Kasi yun lang kaya ko. And then I realized ko, oh wow, ang cool pala magka-squares kanyan. So I searched up si J Funk. So J Funk is the choreographer of Doctor Strange, the magic doing this and that, the necklace. And yeah, and they has tutorials online. You guys can check it out on YouTube. And yeah, all my foundations came from that because kasi walang masyadong tapping teachers in the Philippines noon. Halos wala nga eh. Yeah, halos wala. So I had to learn online. I had to teach myself all these foundations and vary it, etc. Until ayan, nandito na ako. Box, explore. Super fun.
Yeah. Super amazing, like knowing na yun, there's an actual choreographer for that scene and that's related to tutting. I could go
Right.
into a whole other conversation about all of that and just how, the film and dance and everything. But, we can save it for later because right now, yun, share more about like, so how has tutting like been helpful for you in your life so far? Or parang what is it specifically about it now that makes you want to keep learning about tutting and sharing it with others?
Right. I think one thing that really one thing that tutting meant for but one thing that how tutting meant for me is like I think this is the best dance style that kind of that kind of had a huge impact on me because I tried different types of dance styles and none of them kind of stuck, and it was only tutting where like wow, I can do it wherever. Kasi ang likod ko eh. I like to think with my hands a lot. I wanted to, move, and I can't like do popping in the middle of class. So I had to have an outlet for my kind of behavior. So yun, when I saw the shapes, and I'm a very visual artist din kasi. So whenever I see shapes, parang nakukulangan ako in full body dancing to make those shapes kasi like, how do I, well, now I know how, but back then it was like, I want to do so much, but I don't know how. So with these fingers, 10 of them, diba? Now you can create so much stuff that you can do. So yeah, that's why I got into tutting, and then I think what drove me. I hope I'm still answering the question. I think what drove me to continue tutting is teaching. So I started off with the little boxes. I didn't do any of the complex stuff because I didn't think I could do it. And so sabi ko, oh, okay, I can only do boxes, but I'm really having fun with it. Although I don't think I'm gonna win any battles. So ano gagawin ko? I'm gonna teach. So that's what I did in high school. My thesis was about coaching and tutting, and so I made a whole paper about it, a whole project. And then I had to teach like sample nga dyan, 30-second M&M. Sige, mamaya baka may tutting number tayo.
Pero baka hindi Eminem kasi baka puma-copyright ka. So maybe another.
Take down tayo ni FB. So yeah, I that's how my tutting career sort of took off, by teaching. Because I wanted to teach them the foundations and the basics, and then push all the better tutters higher. Kasi parang education mindset, very research oriented. So yun. And until like, so I don't really do question. I don't know.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Like you answered the question, just like about it. Because like I think coming off from there, parang I want to know, like, since you mentioned that you like the education aspect nga, that's what we want to talk about. What is it what's your philosophy towards like teaching, tutting? Parang what's the approach that you're taking? Maybe you can also share, do you try to teach more of like the techniques you've learned, or are you trying to uncover like, okay, what is there something new that you can build in the tutting community here sa Philippines?
Yeah, I think definitely before, my first goal for tutting was just to spread it. Because I think before tutters were very lonely. We didn't have a community. Especially in the Philippines, wala kaming mga any friends to dance. Parang sad.
Right.
It was hard because like I was so passionate in this dance style, but I didn't have any way to express it or to relate it to other people. I mean, my friends were very amazed with it, but I can't share the same passion with them kasi iba yung parang interests. So why do I keep forgetting the question? Sorry, what's the question?
No, it's okay. Just parang what's your approach to like the parang teaching?
Yes. Right. Yeah. So my goal then was just to spread it, because I found that some people might have taken it for granted, because I did have a few bashers before. Whenever I would show that thing, I was like, that's just that thing, ganyan. It's like, parang sign language, Naruto, Shippuden, it's they don't see it as like parang a skill. It's like, too easy.
Right.
And syempre nahirapan ako to make it look, cool, kasi basic lang ako eh. I'm super basic, and I couldn't do this one before. I was so. Yeah, my goal was to just look for tutters in the Philippines, create a community, and then spread that knowledge, nationwide, but more people can appreciate it. I mean, I still get bashers until now. It's normal. You can't go through without.
It's so strong. It's normal. Bashers. Oh.
Gotta yeah.
I eat comments for breakfast.
Actually, yeah. If you're when you're an influencer, talagang ano na lang eh. Okay, another day, another insulter, ganun. So, but now I'm kind of happy because I have a platform which is Kumu that I could kind of share more of the tutting, and I'm so happy that every time there's a show, it's like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this before, and they support. Ang dami nila that comes in that gets so interested. So I'm very very happy, and some of them are here. Krisha, Z, shout out to them who supported me sa Kumu. So yeah, until now, that's kind of well, no, so sobrang haba ng answer, no? So
No,
there's a
that's
before,
fine.
my before goal, and there's a now goal, right? So now, of course, it's still my goal to kind of push the tutting movement, the knowledge, which I'm doing in Kumu. But now I think it's more of sort of like bringing in mga other tutor teachers in different countries and brainstorm together how we can collaborate in order to teach this and spread this and like in a very educative way, because the history of tutting is not very documented or organized. There have been, alam mo how dance styles or dance communities have like leaders. May mga, oh,
Mm-hmm.
my dance leader, my dance ganyan. They're like, oh, he's doing this, okay, let's follow ganyan. Wala exactly masyado sa tutting community, I would say. I mean, there would be a few leading parang organizations, but as of now, feeling ko puro about battle lang muna siya. There's not a lot of like conversation, mainly because a lot of the branches of the tutting scene have certain disagreements sometimes, minsan may beef, and like different perspectives kasi ang daming different ways to look at tutting. So yeah, my goal right now really is to try to have that kind of like middle ground, to say that there's just respect to each and every dance style, and let's like come together and talk about that and like merge our knowledge and how we view tutting. And I feel like that would make it a better tutting scene in general.
Yeah,
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 maybe more on that later.
yeah.
Medyo deep then.
Pero no, that is a very valid point. Kasi like, I think, from disclaimer also sa mga nanonood, this is like mostly from our experiences. So, yeah, of course, I think it's very natural that we'd have our own biases to these stuff. But
Right.
yeah, so with that, yun, I think for me, that does happen nga, I think, with the art, with a lot of artists. Like, there is that tendency to not be able to agree on like
Right.
certain things, kasi parang the way I see it, and actually what really inspired me to start like the podcast was parang the way art is such it's a tangible expression of parang our own human expression. And
Mm-mm.
because tayong lahat parang we're all going through different things, we experience different events in life. Parang kahit nga, even just now na we're having this podcast, sabay you're experiencing it differently, I'm experiencing it differently, sila Z, tsaka si Krisha, they're experiencing it differently. This with, on a larger scale, the pandemic also, like we're all going through, we might be living in the same era, but we're experiencing things differently. So parang, yung as a result, the art that we create also would have its differences. Yeah, parang
Yes.
it's not as easy. It can be. I think. I don't know how yet,
Mm-mm.
but I think it can be like, pwede namang like other industries. That's my frame of reference also. Na parang in other industries, they're able to like agree on certain things just to
Right.
help improve kumbaga the community and the industry as a whole. Parang okay, if we want the whole community to move forward, we have to agree also on some things. And that doesn't necessarily mean naman, di ba na, kunwari, mag-agree tayo on a certain, let's say, teaching method or whatever.
Yes.
That doesn't mean na nako-compromise yung iba. Parang it shouldn't cancel out. Tama ba? Parang cancel
Yes.
out na
Yes.
the teaching
Ah,
style sa
si
iba. Yung
James.
mga
Kuya
ganun.
James is here.
Where? Oh, he's just... Kuya James, hello!
Shoutouts.
Shout out to Kuya
Unlock
James.
teachers.
Yes, Kuya James is another one of our is one of our common teachers. So yeah. Yan, hello.
Can I add to that?
Yeah,
Because
go.
I feel like you're I totally agree with like different parang origins or like places have different ways. Kaya like the culture grew from different places. So for example, in tutting kasi yung definition niya is very broad. It's about shapes. Yun lang, shapes. There's no parang emotional attachment to it. Are you angry with shapes? Are you are you sensual with shapes? Iba-iba. So other people express the shapes in different ways, right? Like groovy or like robotic and so that's how different kind of cultures with tutting grew. Namely, like a few examples lang is the flex culture, where very battle mode. They turn their parang walang mga buto, and then the from popping the poppings what do you call this perspective like tutting where they always do a king tut pose. They're doing poses ganyan. So all of them look very different and yeah, I think which is yeah, sinabi mo na. Yeah, it's just a few examples. I was gonna repeat
Yeah.
whatever you just said.
Yeah, it's okay. Ito, I just wanted
Should
to
we? Yeah.
highlight ito, Zach's comment. And sabi, no art is the same. Kahit copy ko choreo ni Seth, iba pa rin. Yeah, like, as long as Seth will teach you the choreo, Z. Yun. But yeah, like, that is true na parang, kunwari, the way Seth would do choreo would be different from how you would do choreo. Bakit? Kasi magkakaiba tayo ng galaw. Iba yung, parang just how we move, basically. Kasi, for me, parang, the way I see dance now, I didn't see it this way before. Pero parang the way I see dance now is, it's just a more, tangible expression of our movement. Kasi in essence, if you break it down to its core, di ba, dance is just movement. Pero ina-enhance natin siya, ginagawang aesthetic, ginagawang visually appealing, ginagawang para for us to be able to transcend a specific message.
Yeah.
Kasi kung yun
And
nga, parang
expressive.
kung gaganon lang tayo, tapos parang, okay, wala namang, parang I'm just moving my hands.
Right.
But if yun, you do the shapes. Disclaimer, I'm a tutting beginner. Like, I barely. So look at my lines, they're non-existent compared to. Let me just adjust our video para makita. Yan.
Ayo.
Yan.
Okay. Wow,
Ayan, mas malaki pala.
Sweet.
So yeah, like my lines they're not lines, they're like wavy. But look at Seths, So that's what practice does. I also just want to highlight also Kuya James' comment. Hello, Kuya James.
Hello mga lods. Hello, Kuya.
Ayan. Okay.
Actually,
Okay,
si Z, he tried a few of my tutting chorus already, and the same one, Asha, that you did. Yung
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you for stating that, Z, because I did give like a class about we have the same choreo, but all of them did it really differently. They do like in my group, my gumaganon, but the same movement siya. So yeah. So guys, if you're ever gonna get into tutting, find your own way of expressing your shapes. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Kuya James, for being here.
Yes. Hi, Kuya James. Yeah. Yun. So yeah, so going to tutting, yun, aside from parang kunwari cultural differences. Yeah, this is human behavior right here. Sorry, disclaimer. Kasi so I graduated behavioral sciences, kaya I think lately I've come to realize na yun, it has impacted a lot of how I see dance also.
Nice.
So parang yun, that's another example of we learn different things in school. So parang iba-iba rin yung perspectives natin towards different things.
Yeah.
So yeah, going back yun, ano pang, for you, what else is something na within the tutting community na parang aside from yun nga, sabi mo na. Yeah. What else is there na you feel like can be done to help encourage that, just the building that community? Kasi parang I think from my experience, I'd always hear okay, support each other, but or generally just support each other, diba, within the community. But sometimes, sometimes some people might not know, how exactly do we do that aside from attending classes? What else can be done within the community for us to like support each other and take the whole community forward. Ganun.
Right. Are we talking like nationally or like worldwide?
Maybe you can answer both. Like just your thoughts
Okay.
on. Or...
By the way, disclaimer lang. So this is just my opinion. There are definitely different opinions from other tatters. Very, very good tatters. But this is my view of how I see it and how what my journey is with the tattooing scene. So yeah, I definitely like support helps and I in the tattooing scene right now I can definitely see that a lot of people are hyping each other up like yeah, so pero for me, there's also that one part where nakukulangan ako ng sort of technicality. So what do I mean by technicality? Is like, alam mo how almost, I don't know, but no, I think parang a lot of the dance styles have their own foundations na, like universal foundations. Okay, ito yung, I don't want to do example, baka magkamali ako. But like, okay, locking. We're in the big five, diba? Tama ba, Kuya James? There,
Alam,
diba?
mga
So
question ka niyan.
Ala.
Wala, Kuya
Wait,
James.
oh, hi, Kurt. Thank you for coming. Kurt, can you send it to LDR? I actually forgot to send it there. Yeah, thank you. Anyways, yeah. So, pero in the tattooing scene, I don't think we have a universal agreement on foundations. There was a document. There was a signed document of all the tattooing stuff, of foundations, varieties, mga names of like concepts, etc., all the way down to like the different types of tattooing. Solid siya. And it was signed by the tatters worldwide, so it's like a real thing, right? It's like a big deal. But I also noticed that tattooing evolves, and now I have my own set of foundations that other tatters don't use, and they have their different foundations also, and then also we have different terms I found, and there are even terms that I didn't know, and a lot of other people don't know. So yeah, so like I don't think we have like a very universally known set of terms for certain moves, certain concepts. It's just I think the tattooing scene is super young right now. I mean, and it's definitely growing at a fast pace, but it's pretty young, and that's what I'm kind of trying to figure out and how I maneuver in the tattooing scene is to just gather intel, opinions. Not right now. I just message someone from Singapore. His name is Shaitat. Yeah, so I'm currently taking classes and just putting all of them in a GC. I have a GC just of international tattoos that I can hit them up like, oh, I have a question, and then yun lang. Because yeah, I know everyone's in their own worlds. I feel they're just like, oh, I'm gonna do, which is cool because they're pushing tattooing in their own countries, in their own ways, their movements. But I also wanted to have a conversation that all of them, parang ano siya, what do you call it? It's like a round table. But medyo dramatic, pero that's kind of like how a forum, maybe? Like something like a forum.
I'm thinking of ano yung tawag dun sa King Arthur and the
yeah.
So may but yeah, gets
Basta
like maybe just
table.
getting together to the table, conference table. Yeah, like basically
Council?
just for everybody
like
to talk to like communicate. And parang I think possibly one thing that might be holding people back from like being able to do that is parang if we agree on something ba parang ma-invalidate pa yun the way I do it. Yun, I think we mentioned it kanina na yun it shouldn't necessarily invalidate. It's just a way to get everybody on the same page. For me naman, parang my perspective on like yung ganun, yung pag-standardize ng mga dance steps, dance styles is my reference for standardization is ballet. Parang ang amazing kasi for me, like as coming from street dancers, ang amazing na parang if anywhere around the world, if sabihin mo na, okay, do a jeté, do a chassé, parang yung demi point, parang alam na ng ballerina na, okay, this is what it looks like, this is how it's done. Pero sa street dance styles, parang wala pa masyado nun, which I think is number one, because the styles are also, sabi mo, it's young. parang they just started very recently a ballet, parang ilang hundreds of, tama ba, hundreds? Oh my god, I don't know my history. Pero yeah, ilang years na, di ba? So parang it's really established. So those are the differences na parang in the way that it's approached. But yun, I think that's something na that can be learned from also na, and yeah, even if ballet is like pretty standardized from the limited knowledge I have of ballet. Ang dami talagang disclaimer, no? This is the disclaimer
yeah,
podcast.
I know.
Because, like, I just want to put it out there that, like, please, this podcast is open for, comments. Or
Yes,
if you have
please.
the disclaimer
I
podcast. I'm gonna rename it. Joke. But yeah, yun. So, going back, parang, di ba, like, kapag sa ballet kasi, wow, my train of thought. Tama diba? I was talking about the ballet.
yeah,
Yeah.
ballet
So in
and how
ballet,
it's
diba? Even if it's like standardized, there are still like parang certain types of curriculum. So parang in, let's say in locally, kung Ballet Philippines or Ballet Manila, they have slight differences in the curriculum, like just the specifics of how it's taught. Same also with kapag sa US, American Ballet, or like different ballet theaters across the world. Yun, may mga slight differences in siya, which I think is also can be connected rin to education, as in school education talaga. You know how, di ba? Okay, we're gonna teach geometry, we're gonna teach
right.
trigonometry or anything. Pero the modules naman are different. The books that the teachers use, it's different, but it doesn't necessarily mean na one is better than the other. It's just different methods of teaching.
Yes.
So parang dapat magkaroon ng, I think yan, dapat, or it might be helpful to have things like that, na parang just more modules para, okay, if, like maybe for a teacher like you, like us yan, parang, okay, if this module's like not working for this student, maybe is there something else that I can reference that might be a better match for the student, Kasi
Right.
at the end of the day, parang it has to be na, okay, we're trying to, as much as we wanna like share, kunwari, tutting to like the world and everything, we also have to be sensitive to like, and not impose that this is tutting and then you
Yes.
have to follow it, that kind of teaching. Like we also have to really match with them na, okay, how do they want to learn? Like how can they learn?
Definitely. Now that we're in the topic of labels, yeah, I also learned, from my past mentors then how we shouldn't attach so much to labels when it comes to like dance. Di na natututo ko sa kanya kasi if I know dance is so free, you want to feel free, you want to like, tapos as you said, if it works like this, does it works for you? It works. We don't have to have like one single, you know what I mean. But in the tutting scene right now, in terms of terms, I feel like it's not a battle of terms. I feel like it's more of like we have no idea what we're doing. We have no idea what this is called, which I just now know as pass through. It's like a semi-thread. So this is a thread, diba? When you go through. Pero kung ano lang siya ganyan, pass through siya. So it's like a semi-thread. That's what I learned.
Okay.
Yeah, and some people might have different shouting tips. Some people might have different names for it, but like that's how I was known in this area, ganyan. And that's what I think I meant by like I want more conversation, because like we don't have one source of universal information, everything. You have to like go through all of them. I have this friend. He's from Australia. He really had to go through all the teachers, including me, just to get a lot of knowledge. And I'm like, oh, okay, ito pala all about that thing because I talked to this tutor. No, you gotta, madami. So, yeah, I wanted that kind of unity. Yeah. I think in terms of like, I don't want to say beef, more like most of the disagreements in the tutting scene is like culture or parang culture ba? Or I think the better term would be like value. So for example, do you value sequence? Okay, medyo may mga tutting terms na I'm gonna teach.
Sige, let's go.
Like
crash course.
Like a sequence, or like how sequential you'd be thinking tutting is like bam. I need to use a me. And so parang bam, 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 bam. So that's a sequence. You have a flow going on, right? So a lot of tutters like that, where like, there's a pattern going on, ganyan. They value that a lot. But a lot of other tutters value musicality more, like there's yung textures, how texturized you
Mm-mm.
are. Some other value more like flexibility, like how well you can switch up your game with the fingertips or like etc. So there are different values, and I'm not sure if this is universal value yet for tutting, because mainly because tutting have different cultures kasi, and different areas. Again, popping, uh, flex. Okay, I'm gonna say now also TikTok because TikTok, di ba meron this whole thing with the nakita niyo you guys like, have you guys seen that, the parang like it's like gun sounds and then it's fast paced something like that. They have their own culture with that. It's like finger dance, and like I was like, wow. And then they have their own kind of parang I know like values in it on itself, and so far like it's growing so fast in different areas. Gusto ko na I want to see this growth, but also have an understanding together because we're all in the same umbrella of that thing. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, if we're under the
Yeah.
same umbrella, can we like know each other? Like I wanna,
Yeah. Hey, maybe
I
we
wanna
can
be
have
friends.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, friends. Yeah, sometimes it I don't know, like it can be as simple as that, but
Yeah.
like maybe because like people feel so strongly about kunwari, our
Hi,
respective
Janella.
art forms. Hello,
Mm.
Janella. Nakihay
Yeah,
pala na.
Kumu friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hello. Yan, so parang like maybe because people feel so strongly about their art form and parang the relationship that we've had. But well, like I don't know if it's the same for you, but parang for me,
Mm.
especially like in the first few years of my like dancing, I really felt so strongly about my dance and what I would make. Na
Mm.
parang feeling ko if somebody would like comment on it, parang you're attacking my being. Yung ganon, na parang so it's only recently that I've come to distance myself enough from the dance for me to recognize na, okay, it's just my dance that's, that parang people are saying that can be improved on or whatever, ganun.
Mm.
And not necessarily yung pagkatao ko. Because
Yeah,
like,
I guess.
yeah, yeah, like really legit, like
Oh.
back then I felt so strongly talaga about my dance na parang, yun, no, this is my dance. But then yun, coming into like the creative industry or like yun, teaching, it doesn't just become parang for me it feels like it doesn't just become my dance na lang eh. Like example, if I'm making choreo for somebody else, parang it has to be like, a collaboration rin talaga. I'm just the one dealing with the technicalities of the dance siguro. Pero because I'm doing it for somebody or as a service or teaching to kids or mga ganun, parang I have to really learn to adapt it. And so yeah,
Mm.
like kailangan talaga ng distance. Just that emotional distance for me to
True.
create.
Maybe that's actually a pretty good tip to tell mga tutters not to yung parang, how do you say this, yung distance yourself from personal to like constructive criticism. I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to 10 million viewers, by the way.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? All right.
Yeah,
So
James said
while we're
something.
here, okay, difference in what you value in the dance. Yeah. So true. Yeah. Shout out lang also again to Kuya James because Kuya James is our teacher and we like to give back to our teachers. Yeah, actually speaking of teachers, you know
Yeah.
what? That's something also na recently uh yeah, I was just having kagabi ba yan? We were just having conversations with Kuya James also and like another friend si Pat. I don't know if Pat's gonna drop by. Hey Pat, what's up? What's up? Anyway, sobrang sabog yun. So parang we had conversation. And this was something that's been in my head also for like the past couple of years na rin, na parang because you typically if we when we grow up with dance, we're trained as dance performers. But when we come into or for me, and as soon as I graduated, I started teaching dance. So parang I didn't no, I recognized it kind of soon enough, thankfully, na parang, okay, this is a different skill set that I have to have. So parang, yun, just dance teaching. Yun, parang coming, it's when people say kasi na kunwari we're pursuing dance or I want a career in dance, typically what comes to mind is the performance aspect. Pero parang not everybody's very intentional na I want to be specifically a dance teacher. I want to be a choreographer. I want to be, or yun, parang many other like jobs na related to dance but not necessarily that you're the one dancing,
Right.
which I think is also another factor for like how just um how big the community and the industry can grow. Kasi if parang if more people, if more of us, even myself, I'm still like trying to wonder like what's my unique individual role in the bigger picture. But if more of us can recognize, okay, what are my individual strengths and how does that connect with the community? Parang
Mhm.
yun, that can accelerate. I feel like that's a way to help accelerate just the growth of the industry, growth of community, and stuff. Na yun. Parang just recognizing. It's parang the midway of, okay, do we go for the collective na yung merong standardized and everybody's fixed, ganito, ganyan. Or individual na, kanya-kanya tayong merong ginagawa. Parang that midway is, okay, who are you individually and how do you like connect that with everybody else? So yeah, like super, yun, that's the value of
Really.
recognizing also dance educators na
Mm.
kasi yun, it has its own unique skill set. Iba kasi no, yung pag when you're the one performing versus if you're the one
Yeah.
teaching.
Yes.
Ayun.
Teaching is a whole different set of skills. I feel. I mean, we all know that from like the unlocked teachers. And I am like, oh my gosh, meron pa ng mga ganito that you gotta take into account and ganyan. So super glad I took that class. Because
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes because we have this idea where like, oh, I'm good at dancing now. I can like teach very well. But it's like, whoa, there's a different set of skill sets pala to be a good teacher compared to a good dancer, something like that.
Yeah. And that's something na parang can be facilitated pa further na parang yun, just for people to recognize. Kasi it's not, it's not something that's opened, I guess. Just that thought process. Yeah.
I
Yun.
feel like, oh sorry, can I
Yeah,
add?
go.
Because in the teaching sense, I think that's what I'm looking for also in the tutting community. Because I mean, yeah, I haven't. The only person I've talked to a lot about tutting and teaching is Chibi. But I wanted to learn from other countries as well, like how they teach tutting. Because I feel like, yeah, we all have the same principles of like how we teach, right? But then it's also different per style. So when I was in unlocked teachers, whenever I would use my methods of teaching etc., sometimes it doesn't always apply to full body dancing, like dito lang siya. So I'm like, oh, okay, may kaming own parang we have our own hacks. There are like different hacks then for tating ganyan. So that's what I want to talk and communicate with the other teachers in the other countries. Like, oh, what are your hacks? Oh, share notes and tapos like apply. Ganun, like it's a study group. I wanted to have a study group for that. Um, and I think it's super important for the growth of tutting because not a lot of people want to learn tutting, and so we want to be more like, hey, we want to like I don't want to use market, more of like inspire, yeah, to inspire more people to oh, this is actually really cool. Because there's a lot of misconceptions about that thing na it's too hard or like it's too bland because it's just shapes. What are you gonna do with it? Or we want to show people that it can be more than that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think super like another just from like what we've talked about so far and what we've talked about pre episode
Mm.
before. Parang I think I don't know if I've mentioned this na before, but another way can be to find ano ba yung possible strength ni Tutting and kanino siya
Mm.
super mag-value. Parang for me kasi like super what's so interesting about Tutting is the visual aspect talaga of it. So parang yun because nga tingnan mo beginner yon. Beginner yun. Parang
Can I?
so parang yeah, sige go.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask the comment section since we're talking about like how people view it. What do you guys think is the biggest asset of
Naman.
tapping? Like, what do you appreciate the most about tapping? So Asha said, visual.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any other? Yun lang. I just want to see what they say. Parang
Okay, let's
survey.
see.
Quote unquote.
Kasi, survey lang po, ma'am, sir. Oh my gosh, maybe I should call it Mom Survey. Mom Survey. Oh my gosh, witty yarn. Charot, trying hard. What do you guys see as the value
Illusion.
of that?
Forest is illusion.
Oh,
By the
value
way,
of that.
not a lot of
Illusion, let's
tutters.
go.
Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna talk it.
Okay, yan. So Forrest said illusion. Yeah.
Yung mga ganun.
Super.
Oh, wait. Ayan. Yeah. Oh, bam.
Let me see if I can spotlight you. No, there. I don't know how to change the. Sorry, I'm a noob. Okay, let's just go back.
Ayun.
Yan.
And illusion could be seen in different ways. I think also like illusion in perspective, illusion in effect, but also like yung cause and effect.
Right.
Parang connected sila para hindi. Or yung mga illusion na magic, like appear, disappear, wow, and then wow. Ano pala sila, parang it's just like it's you know what I mean? There's so many different types of illusion and dance. And I noticed that I do have friends who are magicians also and are tutters. And so they told me about the connection between them, like, oh wow. They actually helped me with some of my illusions. They're like, oh, you see magic, ganito. I'm like, oh, okay, may setup pala ganyan. Yeah. Basta
nice. Oo, sa magic talaga. Ako, for me, like, parang, what really, I think one of my first experiences with something like tutting was more of gloving. Tama ba? Yung with my lights.
Yes.
My lights. Tapos parang, yun, medyo may similar aspect. Parang dun ko unang na okay, whoa, magic, hands. Tapos ang funny pa kasi like, my friend had yung lights. Tapos, parang, we were drinking pa nun. Sorry sa mga underage, pero yeah. Drink moderately. Disclaimer na naman.
Disclaimer stream nga.
Disclaimer stream. Yun. Parang we were drinking ba. So ako, parang medyo tipsy na ako. And I was like, just like, wow, that's so amazing. Amazed ako. Kasi yung lights, ganon.
Right.
Just
like, it's the best time to watch it. Yeah.
So, yun talaga sobrang memorable for me. I'm just like, natatawa ako sa reaction ko. But like, I guess, I don't know, that was my reaction at the time.
Right.
Parang, it was super, ang cool lang just seeing that. It's parang, yun, parang it was very entertaining.
Yeah. I for those who don't know, gloving is the one with the, I actually have, I think, over here. Pero ano siya, it lights up over here. Hindi siya sa finger. Wait, ayan. There.
Yeah. There.
So it lights up here, pero the actual gloves, it nasa fingertips siya. And then you do light shows. Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah, see? Imagine seeing that when you're like
you're tipsy.
That's all the lights, just parang, the mga, yung light painting na pictures. Basta ganun, parang sobrang interesting. Kasi ganun na itsura niya in my head. I'm just like, wow, light, strobe.
And for the others, gloving is actually its own culture. Parang meron ng own community. It's called the Glovers Lounge on Facebook. You guys can check it out. Woo! Yeah, it's actually kind of separated from tutting. Kasi tutting is more about angles. And yung glovers, they like to rave. Yung gumagano sila. They like to hinihilo ka. Ganun. So yeah.
I felt that.
Yeah. The reason why they're connected is because one thing that connects tutting and gloving is the digits or yung mga finger digits ganyan. So they have, kunyari ako, I do that also where I apply and digits tapos I glove through it. Bam. And then kasi I could like mix it up. Kaya mga pag finger tutter medyo hybrid ka eh. Madami nangyayari. Liquid, digits, gloving, tutting. It's kind of hard to dissect na tutting yan, na finger thing yan. It's so we just say you just have this like sort of umbrella with all of them.
Oh my gosh, I just had a sudden realization na if tutting is too vogue, gloving is kind of like whacking. Na parang Okay, so for the non-dancers here, parang Vogue naman is yun, very like pose, very maano sa lines kasi inspired by mga fashion models from magazines like Vogue. Wacking naman emerged from, tala tama ba history ko? Sorry po sa mga disclaimer stream. Yan, but parang wacking emerged from like the LGBT underground community also before. This parang yun, it's very expressive. So, but both styles are like very, yun, they're expressive, but iba yung dating. So whack is more like out there, like yes, yes, whack, ganon, pap, pap, char. Whereas like yun, Vogue is more yun ma shapes, which I think parang making it into yun kapag sa digits, parang gloving is I guess yeah, it's just more fluid than like
very
yeah, no,
illusionary.
dating. Yeah.
Oh, Laura pala had a question a while ago.
Yeah, I was gonna raise that. Oh my gosh, same brain cell. Let's go. All right. So Laura's question here is, what is one thing you wish to see more in the tutting scene? Don't worry, Laura. That's not out of topic. That is in topic. Good job. So let's go, Seth. What's that?
I feel like we were more out of topic then.
Yeah. Like the I don't know, it's dance education tutting. Tapos biglang here we are. Disclaimer stream. Okay.
Want
Let's go.
to see more? Definitely. You know, definitely, but
No.
like I'm trying to be very careful with my words kasi baka may mga tutters dito. Yeah, I think musicality is one. So musicality kasi sometimes yung napansin ko with people who start off as tutters and not dancers. Kasi there's like two types. You start off as a tutter and then dance, or you're a dancer and then you go to become a tutter, right? So when you start off as a tutter, you just know shapes. Okay, shapes. Pero parang sometimes wala yung idea of like dancer's expression, dancer's performance, dancer's texture. Diba? Texture is always something that we say, and you know. So since the tutting community kind of like was built around that, the shapes, right? Especially yung nag-pioneer ngayon the Parsi finger circus, they're very like like grabe sila mag-sequence, right? They can do so many things with their fingers. The value is kind of like goes around that, the shapes. The one who makes the best angles, the one who makes the best, finger, what do you call this? Finger incantations. Well, not the right word, but but yeah, there's definitely still like musicality in terms of like rhythm, like blow ups, etc. But I wanted to see some. For me, I wanted to also see some like textures in such a way that parang complex polyrhythms or like mga speed changes, ta 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 choo, ta 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 choo. Like I think you can preserve your flexibility and your complexity in terms of sequences and have texture. Like imagine if you add texture lang, tapos now it's gonna be like, even better. So I think that would be cool. And yeah, is there anything else? Expressions maybe. I want to see more tutters. Oh, okay. So we're gonna get into expressions. I
Go.
saw a tutter. Nah, when we say expressions, usually facial. They're like, yeah, parang are you sad? Are you like, angry, ganyan. I saw a tutter, naka-mask siya, but he showed a lot of expression through his hands, through texture. So he was like, heart, cute. And then he goes like, parang naka-mask lang siya. But you can see the expressions, so there are different ways to express. It doesn't always, if tutters are uncomfortable with expressing themselves through like facial, then like you have the shoulders, you have the hips, you have the check out my classes if you want to learn all that. Yeah,
That's right.
So yeah, so there's so many things that, and actually wanted to. That's one of my favorite classes that I like to teach, young expressions, because I think it's a big help to tutters in general to learn how to. And I'm so happy that the people who were inspired, the people were inspired in Kumu, like, oh wow, see Seth, he does tutting. I want to do tutting now. When I watch them, their expression solid na again. I'm like, oh okay, so I feel like it's like a ripple effect where if you're doing it, other people will do it. So I hope that more tutters will be able to like show that kind of expression, so that more younger generation aspiring tutters will be able to be like inspired by that also and do that. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the future of tutting, however it may be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just curious, kasi like it came to mind as you were talking about this. What's the music genres that are often played in like tutting classes or mga tutting battles, ganon?
Mm. Mm.
Kasi I have a
So yeah,
thought.
yeah.
Sige, go.
So in general, right, we don't really have like a tutting music like how the other dance styles have like popping
Right,
music
right.
or crump music, Wala kaming, usually it's just electronic chill step, something like that.
Mm.
Or yeah, again, different cultures because like gloving, flex culture, they're all different songs also. So again, I think that's just to give a point. I think that's also another reason why there's a lot of different around cultures or values in tutting because we have different songs we listen to. If you're a Glover, syempre like chill
Yeah, yeah.
music. If you're a flex, parang FDM. It's called FDM music, flex dance music. There you go, ding
Oh,
ding
okay.
ding 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 ding. That's the kind of like
Oh.
beat that goes
So may
on.
sunod
So
pala ng after EDM, FDM. Noted.
yeah,
I learned something new.
FDM. You guys can check it out. They're dope tracks. Yeah. Um.
Flex dance music.
Yes, flex dance music. And so,
Nice.
but your question was interesting because you implied that, there are different songs for different occasions. One for teaching, for
Yeah.
battling, and
I was
yeah.
thinking also na parang, kasi di ba you mentioned na for more variety of like expression, ganon. I think another, like it could be, yeah, that's why I asked na, baka kasi, because rin the music, the usual music is the same, parang the ability to express in class becomes limited. Whereas
Mm,
if, like if dancers in general are exposed to more genres, that could help. I mean, syempre it won't be
right,
immediately naman na, oh, I listen to this song, I can express. Parang it's really
right.
just understanding na parang, kasi it's, yeah, this is something that I'm kind of researching on ngayon. Na parang kasi this, so we have expressive arts and receptive arts. So expressive is yung tayo yung gumagawa ng art. And then
Mm,
receptive is when we're the ones like consuming the art, watching, listening or something. And parang I think it's a cycle na parang yun the what you are able to put out depends on what you're able to like consume also. So parang
mm,
my thought process was kind of like, maybe it might also help na if more kinds of art, more art styles, not necessarily just music, pero pwede rin baka, I don't know, visual art. Although I'm not as familiar with that world of visual art and even music, I don't feel myself to be that familiar. But I do like try to listen to like different styles. But yeah, like maybe with more variety of like styles na or parang mas more variety of the kinds of art that we like absorb from the world, parang mas magva-vary rin yung what we're able to like put out. But
right.
it's just a thought. It's just a thought for
That's
right
cool though.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dora has
It's
another question also. Sorry, if you have something you want to
no,
add
it's okay.
to.
It's okay.
Ayun, Laura just had a question yun. Parang, what would you say you would make a song thoughtful? Kind of connected
What
to
makes us
like what you said earlier, but yeah, like maybe you can expound a bit on that.
Tatable? That's okay. Whew. How do we answer this? Um, nice one, Laura. Good. That's a good question. uh, percussion, I would say. I feel like kasi when there's a percussion, there's a certain beat. Meron kang, ayun yung palagi kong, at least for me, whenever kasi diba may mga song requests sa Kumu, tapos syempre sometimes di ko alam, no? Di ko siya alam. And then they're kind of wild. It could go from rock to like those karaoke songs that you sing in bars. that's like cheesy love songs ganun. So I have to be like, okay, I can dance to them. I have to prove I can dance to them. So what I always listen to, if ever I'm having a hard time, is the beat. As long as maraming ganun, kahit na very slow or, organic yung, if that makes sense, yung the other noises. As long as I can hit the percussions, okay na ako mag-shapes. Shapes. Yeah, so as long as, even lo-fi. So I would have a hard time listening to lo-fi that doesn't have a very solid beat, So as long as I have a beat, I can, because tutting is a very picture to picture kind of dance style, if that makes sense. You have one shape to the next shape to the next shape, so you want to have some sort of parang system in how you move through your freestyle. How you're going to Chibi called it like the PowerPoint hack, where you have like there's a, and then you just you can imagine it how it
PowerPoint
would
hack.
be like a PowerPoint.
Interesting. Yeah. Parang ano nga rin eh, medyo parang stop motion also. Except it doesn't stop. But yun nga, picture to picture.
Check out Chibi's classes, guys.
Chibi's classes. Let's go. What's his IG?
Yeah.
What's his IG?
Mecha Chibs. Alright, I forgot the spelling.
Mecha.
Yeah. You can just search Chibs or Chibi.
Chibs. Okay. Chibi on
or Insta. You'll see him.
Okay.
around.
Okay. So let me just.
I'll just put it here. I'll just put Chibi Katuski. No. Oh, I can add him. Nice. Yeah, here. I got him.
Yan. Ayun. What up, Chips? Thanks, Forrest. Yeah. There, Chibi. Yes. All right.
So yeah, did I answer your question, Laura? I hope I did.
Laura.
For beginners, definitely check out lo-fi songs, because tutting is so mind-racking, so you'd want to have something slow and something relaxing in order for you to like think well. We want to think, but not to the point of my headache. So we gotta take it slow.
Laura has another question. Here, let's go. I think maybe we can have this last question before we wrap up this. I know we still want to talk more, but maybe we can do a part 2. But yeah, so for now, let's just have this last question so that
Yes.
Yeah. So from Laura, the saying that art na you need to understand the rules before you break them. Do you think tutting is at a point wherein people are starting to challenge what even is tutting, or are we still sort of that phase of showcasing the rules?
I'm gonna be honest. The reason why I might have a hard time answering this question is because I'm the rule breaker. I'm not sure where I am at in terms of rules, because I'll give you one example, right? So tutting is about shapes. So shape. Eh yung ginagawa ko, minsan halos wala akong shapes na ginagawa. Like I'm just making cons. Chick. Like do you still count this as shapes? I don't know. We could debate about that, but I don't have a stand on it because I just want to dance. So whenever I talk about tutting sa Kumu, I just say that tutting is this. It's about shapes, ganyan. But whenever they ask about my style, I'm just gonna say finger styles, because it's not a universal term, but I'm making up stuff right now.
Yeah.
See, rule breaker.
We're just winging
it. Yeah. So for me, I think finger styles would sum up my style the most, because it's fingers and I'm using different styles. I sometimes use this one. It's just straight to the point. I don't wanna. Madami kasing mga certain divisions, sub-genres. And I was like, you know what? Let's just put it all together. We're using fingers, okay? So finger style. So So I would. Ano nga yung question, haba? Ayun. So what's the good point? Thank you. Yeah. I think another weird thing about this question. It's like I'm not answering it now.
Disclaimer stream.
Another thing that's weird about this, I think we're at the point that we are trying to clarify rules right now at the same time we're breaking them. Why do I say that? Is because I think that thing is evolving so fast na ang daming, oh no, I want to actually do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. But at the same time, we're trying to find some like, but what is that called? Why is it like this? We're trying to find order, but also very chaotically creative, you know. So that's the reason why I just want some sort of like community to talk about tutting in from different countries and different, from different minds, tutter minds, so that we can all have different perspectives. That's not a bad thing. We just have to talk. That's it. We
Yeah.
can agree to disagree. You can have your own culture thing. I could have my own thing. I just want to talk so that I can understand all of your perspectives and
Yeah.
respect it. Kasi syempre, you can't just be like, I'm right and I'm gonna be right in all my battles. No, battles don't work like that. If there's a
Yeah.
judge, you gotta know that this judge likes this thing, so you gotta. And then if you don't like please him, well, you can't be like, no, because you don't know that. Because like they're the judge. They're the ones going to like judge your skill. So even all the more reason why we need to understand each other, because yeah, if you're very competitive, then you want to learn about the different dance styles so that you can see the different kinds of judges in tutting contest. Because I have seen more than once the unsatisfied participants is like, what? I should have won that, etc., etc. Kasi may mga different values. Laki yan sa
Yeah. Yeah.
tutting scene, I think. So,
Yeah. I
yeah.
think in addition to that lang na aside from international, also like from different cities, international, one thing that we should also consider, and I think just even outside of dance, is having intergenerational conversations. Na para, like parang for the people who started tutting and for the new ones who are trying to like learn about it. Because I think at the end of the day, parang ito, I think this is my first time verbalizing this, pero it's been in my head for some time now. Parang at the end of the day, parang with regards to like communities that we're not building it for ourselves. We're building it to be like, okay, how it can best be for this time period we're in, for it to be carried to the next generation. Parang like I think yun.
Yes.
For it to be
Yes.
sustainable, na for it to last
Totoo.
also, and for it to be carried through. So yeah, I think that's also like helpful na just having conversations with the OGs na, and also parang with the new ones na okay, where can we meet in the middle? What can we do? And then
Right.
how do we do that? Parang ganun.
I actually haven't even reached the OG's level. I'm not sure if they're gonna reply to me.
Go.
I've just been, yeah, I will try, but like I'm sort of like in this parang just checking out mga teachers from other and then who know the OGs, but yeah, I'm still trying to climb my way there, slowly but surely.
Go there.
But I like what you said about how yung focus talaga is to how we can bring this to the next generation, because parang it kind of relieves some what do you call this, weight on myself also now. Oh, we gotta have this and this and this right now, but also I think it's actually even better of a mindset to kind of like, oh, what can we do for the others? What can we do to kind of share this? Very very centric towards mga students and mga people who aspire to be tattooist. Kasi sila din naman yung mag-carry the culture in the future. So
Yeah.
might as well. But
Yeah.
first, talk to each other. We need to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll-
I think
I'll-
you should
I'll
go hit
update
them
you.
up in the
Yeah.
DMs.
Yeah.
If everybody agrees that Seth should hit the OGs up in the DMs, please comment yes.
Drop halo halo.
I will comment. Drop
Yeah.
halo-halo. Comment halo-halo kasi walang
Yeah.
in Kumu.
Halo halo times 1 times 10 ganun.
Yan. I will comment first. Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
I'll update you guys how it goes, because I'm really
Yes,
interested
maybe you
how
can
it will.
update us in
Yeah,
part two,
part
which will
2.
happen. We will schedule it again sometime, but for sure, because there's so many. That's the really cool thing about dance, and yeah, just being able to talk to each other in general. Na parang ang dami
Right,
pang
right.
pwedeng ma-discover for us to like learn. Oh, Ibong Adar na daw, sabi ni
Wow! Oh my
Laura.
gosh! Thank you, Laura.
For context, for those who aren't always on Kumu, So Kumu has this, whereas in Facebook you're able to like send stars to people who go live. Kumu has, because it's a Filipino made app. Yay, support. Yun, so parang the gifts you're able to send are mga Filipino desserts or Filipino
Yeah.
na mga themed. So yan, ibang
What's a
Oh
Yamashita?
yeah.
I actually never knew what a Yamashita is.
I forgot what it looks like, but I remember seeing it. But I'm like, I don't have enough coins for that. Diamonds,
Is that
coins,
building?
basta. I forgot. Laura, what's Yamashita? Please comment.
Yeah,
This
it's
is a two-way.
diamonds.
This is two-way. This is a two-way street. So educate us on that.
Yeah, true. True. Yeah, actually, yeah. Same. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
But
maybe you
yeah.
can update us in part 2. We will just have. Oh wait, daw she'll Google. Oh sige. Laura, hintayin talaga namin yan. For now, magsistall lang kami yan. So while waiting for Laura's response, brand ng motor daw. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Interesting.
thank you, Krisha.
Interesting.
Kumu
Yeah.
friend.
Yan. So yeah, like with that. For those who will be watching this video, who are watching this video now and will be watching like later after we're done, you know, where can people follow you, or
Hmm.
where are you spending your time on, or like what's your handle also in Kumu, so that
Right.
people can follow you and stay updated with more tutting stuff.
Yeah, I stream a lot on Kumu. If you guys want free combos or mini classes, just go there. Because for me it's a bonding moment then with you guys, you know, and it's just super fun. We have games, guys. We have tutting games. Imagine that. So yeah, it's Seth Michael. No, thank you,
Michael.
Forrest. Yeah, Seth Michael on Kumu, no space, because yeah, you can have spaces on Kumu. Yeah, and then on IG it's Seth_Tets. Yan lang. So I stream every 8 p.m. on Kumu, and then sa IG naman I put all my dance videos there, even my streams, recorded streams. So yeah. Seth_Tets.
Really?
Yan lang.
Kumu. Seth on
Yay,
Kumu
thank you.
every 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So you'll be streaming there also later tonight.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice one.
Oh,
All right.
yeah. Yeah, for the Kumu friends over here. Yeah, see you guys later. If you guys are
Nice.
free.
Ito lang yung bonding on Kumu.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, with that, thank you so much for spending time here, sharing. It's always great to talk. You know, maybe next time, hey, shout out to Geometry Peeps. Maybe we can do like a Geometry
true.
Peeps podcast. Yeah, feel free to join.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I will
thank
just
you,
like
thank you.
organize my life. But yeah, so for
Thank you.
sure we will have part 2.
Yeah.
We'll have
Hopefully
part
see you
2.
guys there. Thank you, Asha,
Yes.
for inviting me. Sobrang cool talaga ng Allied Arts. I just love the idea and
Thank
concept.
you.
It's all
Yes.
her, guys. Asha, sinasinla siya ba siya?
I'm right there. Yeah.
It's her, yeah. It's all Asha.
Yes. All right. So yeah, we will see. We will just share na lang again on social media when we're gonna go stream. But yeah, please make sure to follow. Do follow also. Syempre ako rin mag-plug ako. You can follow me, Allied
Yes.
Arts PH, here on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram. Yan. But I also share stuff occasionally on my personal Instagram rin. That's at Asha Marinella. Yeah. All platforms. Syempre ako rin magta-type kasi wala akong community manager. You know, one woman show. Let's get it. Let's get it.
One woman army.
Yeah.
Let's go. Guys, so if there's anyone who wants to volunteer to help out Asha.
Guys, I need help. Para hindi ako nasasabaw.
So solid ka bonding si Asha, guys, promise.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Hindi naman pala ako masyadong sabaw sa person. Alright. Yun. Okay, so once again, thank you so much, Seth. Thank you so much, everybody who's watching. Please make sure to like share the stream also so that more people can see. And stay tuned for the next next episode. Yes, Laura. Oh my gosh. Sige, mamaya na. I will message you, Laura. Okay, thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.